Welcome back to Roll for Lore, your guide through the magical corridors of Forgotten Realms lore. Today, we're turning the arcane spotlight onto some of the most influential and unforgettable archmages to ever cast a spell in the Forgotten Realms. These are not your everyday wizards. These are the minds who rewrote spellbooks, ruled kingdoms with a wave of their hand, and made gods second-guess their defenses. We'll explore their origins, magical specialties, most iconic achievements, and what sets them apart in a world already brimming with powerful casters. From cloning conspiracies to floating cities, from chaotic love affairs to ancient transformations, this is your complete primer on the magical elite. Whether you're a dungeon master looking for inspiration or a player dreaming of arcane greatness, this is for you. Cromph Baenre. Our first Archmage is Cromph Baenre, the powerful spellcaster behind the magical infrastructure of Menzoberranzan, the iconic drow city buried deep in the Underdark. A loyal servant to House Baenre, he ensures the family's dominance remains unshaken through his arcane brilliance. Being a drow means Cromph is part of a culture that thrives on secrecy, treachery, and cunning, and he plays that game masterfully. In terms of sheer magical influence and strategic finesse, Cromph ranks among the top echelon of Faerun's arcanists. While he may not command mythic spells like Ioulaum or create clone armies like Manshoun, his strength lies in precise control, flawless execution, and unbreakable secrecy. Where others dazzle with spectacle, Cromph conquers with subtlety. He is often considered the equal of any surface archmage, perhaps more dangerous because no one sees him coming until it's far too late. Cromph is responsible for maintaining the city's magical defenses. Think arcane surveillance networks, defensive wards, teleportation hubs, and planar alarms, all under his watch. He doesn't just study magic, he shapes the very architecture of magical life in Menzoberranzan. His magic is known to be subtle, but devastatingly effective. He once intercepted an assassination attempt from a rival house that involved a polymorphed magical creature slipping past defenses. Cromph froze the intruder mid-motion in a crystal stasis field, neutralizing it before the guards were even alerted. Comparatively, if the Archmages of the Underdark were stars in a night sky, Cromph would be the North Star. Calm, guiding, and ever-present. His influence stretches beyond Menzoberranzan. Other drow cities consult him, and surface dwellers whisper his name with a mix of respect and fear. While he rarely engages directly, his hand is in almost every significant arcane event in the region. Manshoun. Next up is Manshoun, a name that strikes awe and fear across Faerun. Founder of the Gentarum, Manshoun is a master of manipulation, both political and magical. Unlike many other archmages, who achieve immortality by transforming into liches or making pacts with gods or demons, Manshoun chose a more unusual route: magical cloning. He created backup copies of himself, fully conscious duplicates that activate upon his death. As you might imagine, this led to complications. Some of these clones grew independently, developing their own goals and alliances, leading to what became known as the Manshoun Wars. These conflicts erupted when more than one Manshoun clone activated at the same time, each believing himself to be the true original. Battles between them broke out across Faerun, particularly in cities like Gentle Keep and Waterdeep, where entire districts were devastated by high-level magical duels. Alliances fractured, mercenary factions chose sides, and even long-standing magical wards failed under the pressure. Yet even amid this clone-fueled chaos, Manshoun's magical prowess never wavered. His specialties include enchantment, scrying, and teleportation, with spells tailored for domination and control. He is rarely seen in the same place twice, and often sends simulacra or illusions to represent him. Whether commanding the Gentarum, infiltrating Waterdeep, or outmaneuvering the Harpers, he always plays the long game. Facing Manshoun isn't like facing one wizard. It's like facing a conspiracy wrapped in a spellbook. His longevity and resilience make him a living magical anomaly. While some question his ethics, few question his genius. Even the Lords of Waterdeep speak his name with caution. The Simbul. Then we have the Simbul, Queen of Aglarond, and one of the Seven Sisters, daughters of Mystra, the goddess of magic. To call her powerful is an understatement. She's often described as a magical storm in humanoid form. She's known for unpredictable behavior, raw magical output, and emotional intensity. The Simbul's connection to the Weave allows her to cast spells most Archmages wouldn't dare attempt. During one conflict with Thay, she single-handedly obliterated a Red Wizard battalion, an act of destruction so swift that it became a cautionary tale. Her style is direct, overwhelming, and instinctive. She doesn't just cast spells, she channels magic like a living conduit. Despite her volatility, she's beloved by her people and fiercely loyal to Aglarond. The citizens see her not only as a powerful protector, but as someone deeply invested in their survival and freedom. She often intervenes personally during crises, shielding villages from magical threats and confronting dangers others fear to name. She constantly battles Red Wizard incursions and shadowy plots from Thay. Her romantic and magical bond with Elminster adds another layer to her legend. Their combined magical power is said to rival demigods. She doesn't hold court or attend galas. Her palace is a place of study, meditation, and preparation for the next threat. To call her unpredictable would be an understatement, but one thing's certain: you underestimate her at your peril. Mortyn Kynan. Now we turn to Mortyn Kynan, one of the most renowned spellcasters in the multiverse. Originating from the world of Earth, he's crossed planes to become a major player in the realms. He's the architect behind some of the most iconic spells in the Forgotten Realms, including Mortyn Kynan's sword, Mortyn Kynan's private sanctum, and his magnificent mansion. Mortyn Kynan is obsessed with maintaining balance. His view is that extremes, whether good or evil, destabilize the multiverse. As founder of the Circle of Eight, he operates more as a magical tactician than a warlord, constantly intervening to restore equilibrium when forces tip too far. He is a tireless scholar, often cloistered in extraplanar sanctuaries, studying ancient tomes and observing unfolding events across dimensions. He's known to appear at pivotal moments to warn, advise, or subtly redirect the outcome of major magical events. One notable instance was during the Spell Plague, when Mortyn Kynan intervened in a planar convergence that threatened to unravel a major city's reality. While others panicked, he coordinated a coalition of wizards to stabilize the region's weave, then vanished before any could properly thank him. He often clashes with powerful beings who act too recklessly, and though his approach seems cold, it's always calculated. Mortyn Kynan might not be the flashiest mage on this list, but he is perhaps the most strategically impactful. Ulum. Before myth became memory, there was Ioulaum. One of the greatest arcanists of the ancient Netherese Empire, Ioulaum was a pioneer who created the Mythalar, a magical device that allowed entire cities to fly. These weren't castles on clouds. They were moving fortresses, magical metropolises powered by his invention. Ioulaum's motivation for creating the Mythalar was twofold: to showcase the limitless potential of arcane energy and to elevate the Netherese civilization, literally and figuratively, above the rest of the world. By removing their cities from the dangers of ground-based threats and political instability, he envisioned a society where scholars, mages, and thinkers could innovate without limits. It was a bold attempt to untether magic from mundane constraints and let genius soar, sometimes quite literally. His understanding of magic was so profound that later generations of wizards studied his notes like scripture. He crafted spells no longer found in modern tomes, delved into forgotten schools of magic, and even challenged the limits of mortality. Eventually, seeking to extend his existence beyond traditional means, he transformed into an elder brain, part of a forbidden and bizarre magical experiment. This transformation allowed him to continue his research indefinitely, though it cost him his humanity. Deep within the Underdark, his consciousness still probes the arcane depths of the world. For many modern mages, Ioulaum is a myth, but for those who dig deep enough into the weave, his influence is everywhere. Ralmark. Ralmark is the enigmatic Archmage of the Host Tower of the Arcane, the headquarters of the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan. Unlike his flashier counterparts, Raulmark prefers quiet control. He's a strategist, spy, and master of divination magic. Raulmark rose to power within the Arcane Brotherhood through a mix of strategic brilliance and magical insight. Initially serving as an advisor and researcher, he quietly earned the trust and fear of senior members by solving arcane problems no one else could, and by exposing internal corruption with surgical precision. When the previous leader mysteriously vanished during a planar experiment, Ralmark stepped into the vacuum, backed by a loyal circle of apprentices and operatives who valued his vision. Under his leadership, the Arcane Brotherhood has grown more cohesive, more ambitious, and more dangerous. He focuses on the collection and study of magical artifacts, ancient texts, and forbidden spells. While other Archmages pursue fame or conquest, Raulmark seeks understanding and control. His magic is razor-precise. He's known for developing countermeasures against nearly every known spell, and his students are taught not just how to cast, but how to think. In one notable case, Raulmark designed a counterspell sequence that unraveled a modified Dominate Person spell, layered with illusion and divination triggers, something even senior mages couldn't break. He's believed to have created a library that spans pocket dimensions, housing scrolls older than most cities. Few outside Luskan know his true motives, but his actions have a ripple effect throughout the Sword Coast. Wherever arcane power flows, Raulmark is watching. John Irenicus. John Irenicus, born Jonoleth Irenicus, is a tragic figure. Once a respected elf of Suldana Sidlar, his quest for forbidden knowledge led to his exile and the loss of his very name. He delved into ancient and prescribed magics, those considered too dangerous or morally corrupt by his peers, seeking to unlock immortality and transcend the limitations of elvenkind. Stripped of identity and purpose, he descended into obsession. Driven by grief and pride, Irenicus conducted cruel and invasive magical experiments in his desperate search for power and lost identity. One such experiment involved siphoning the life essence of captured mages to fuel his own arcane reservoirs, pushing the boundaries of soul manipulation. Once a beacon of potential among the elves, his fall from grace turned him into something monstrous and feared. His magic, though brilliant, became a weapon of vengeance, cold, calculated, and devastating in its precision. He represents the dark side of magical ambition, the need to matter, to reclaim what was lost, no matter the cost. Yet despite his villainy, Irenicus elicits sympathy. Beneath the cruelty lies a deeply wounded individual, a brilliant mind who was cast out by his own people and stripped of everything that defined him. His tragedy is that he was once great, and knew it, and that knowledge haunts him as much as his loss. Few villains in the realms have left as personal a mark on the world. His story endures not just because of his power, but because of the pain behind it. Ioulaum. These are the titans of the arcane. From the shadows of the Underdark to the skies above Netheril, from love-driven chaos to immortal obsession, each of these archmages has redefined what magic can be. They are not just characters. They are forces of nature, reshaping the world with intellect, ambition, and willpower. They remind us that magic is more than spells. It's legacy, purpose, and sometimes tragedy. Until then, stay curious. And remember, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore, be sure to smash that like button like a barbarian on a rampage. And if you want to keep uncovering the mysteries of the realms, don't forget to roll for subscription and hit the bell so you never miss a quest. Until next time, may your rolls be high and your loot be legendary.